I repeat, they will not wake you up. Previously on, oh my gosh, the iron exploded and everything came shattering, tumbling down onto the floor, breaking. Hey crew, welcome back to another flight attendant vlog. My name is Bridget. I'm a New York City based flight attendant for a major US carrier, and today is day 7 of our 12-day straight series. I am at the airport. It's about 12:15 and I have to fly into LaGuardia and then Uber over to JFK for our trip this evening that signs in at 5 p.m. So I'll probably see you guys again once I get to New York. Hey crew, so I'm on the plane. Sorry I did not get to speak to you once I got to New York. We are about to start boarding and I was able to dodge galley position going to Paris, but unfortunately I'm galley coming back. So I will speak to you guys again when it's time for my break. So for my parents, I just woke up for my break. I didn't speak to you guys before going on break, but it's time to get ready to go back out and do service. Hey crew, please excuse my appearance. We have finally made it to the hotel in, where am I? Paris. I'm exhausted. We had an hour delay leaving New York, but once I take a nap and get back up, I promise I will tell you guys about how the flight was and everything. But I just wanted to show you guys the room before me starting to live in it and everything. So as you guys just saw, I have a sliver of a view of the Eiffel Tower, which is nice. It is currently 10:11. We landed at 8, I believe, or 7:50 something. And around 3 o'clock, me and some crew members are supposed to go over to the Eiffel Tower to have a little picnic, weather permitting, because it is supposed to rain the whole day today. So I will keep you guys updated as to what I do next, but I need to get my life together and go to sleep for a few, or I will be no good for myself. So talk to you guys later. So we are out. There's not much to do because Paris is still on lockdown, but we came to the Arc de Triomphe. Don't judge me on my pronunciation. And went to the grocery store. That's about it. We were planning on going to the Eiffel Tower, but because of the rain and everything, that plan got canceled. So I'll show you a few clips of my view. Hey crew, so I'm back in the hotel room, and by this time you saw all the footage that I just recorded. Sorry, it's not that much. Paris still is on lockdown, and our plans were kind of altered because of the weather today. So we just went to the grocery store and we walked to the Arc de Triomphe. There is a 7 p.m. curfew and it is currently 6:05, so we wanted to make sure that we got back in time before the curfew started. But let me tell you how the flight here was. So first off, we were fairly full, which was surprising, but we were delayed an hour because some passengers checked in at the airport and then never showed up to the gate. So their bags had to be pulled. Then we had a situation with the passenger not having his medication that he needed for the flight, and it was a concern as to whether or not he would be okay to travel for that long without his medication, but he was able to come with us. Now we finally leave, we do our service, and if you don't know, when you travel internationally, typically there are forms you have to fill out for that country that you are going to. Sometimes, or a majority of the time now, they're online, but some countries are not doing that. And for Paris, France, whichever one you want to say, there was 3 forms. One that every single person had to fill out, including children. One if you were staying in Paris, and one if you were transiting. So my responsibility was to hand out the one for every single person, no matter if you're transiting or staying in Paris. And while I'm handing it out, I'm explaining to them that we have to collect this back before we land. So I get to this lady, she's traveling with her 4 children. I hand her 5 forms because 4 in her is 5. Now it's time to come and collect the forms, and she hands me one, and I'm like, where's the rest of your forms? She's like, I put my family's name down here. They don't need a form. I said, it's 1 per person. She's like, but I put my family's name. We have all the same last name. And I said, it is 1 per person. Each person has to fill out 1. So that's why I gave you 5 forms. Where are the other forms? She's like, I threw them away. I'm not filling it out. Okay, ma'am. That's between you and customs. I did my part. I informed. I am not here to enforce. I don't think anything else happened. Like I said, we went to the grocery store. I'm eating one of my Cook Unity meals. I don't know if you can see that. It's turkey patties. And I think I'm gonna relax for the rest of the time. I did take a nap when I first got here, but I'm still pretty tired. And we leave in the morning, which is basically wee hours of the night back home. So yeah, I will speak to you guys again if I have anything else to share that I forgot to share right now. So talk to you later. Hey crew, please excuse my appearance. It is the middle of the night. It's around like 3:15, and I cannot sleep. So I went to sleep early around 9 o'clock Paris time, which is 3 o'clock East Coast time. But fun fact about me is that if I get woken up during my sleep, I cannot go back to sleep. So my phone rang, even though it's on Do Not Disturb. And I haven't been back to sleep since, and that was around 1:50. So I have about 3 hours until I have to get up and start getting ready to go to work. And yeah, maybe I'll go and edit a video, I don't know. So I thought I'd just come on and tell you guys about the struggles of time zone differences and everything. I guess I will speak to you guys again once I fully get up to start getting ready to head to the airport. Good morning again, crew. It is a few hours after me speaking to you. No, I did not go back to sleep. So we shall see how this day goes. It is officially day 9 of 12. And I'm exhausted, but we shall keep going. We are almost at the finish line. Paris was good. I enjoyed myself and enjoyed my time here. Now, a fun fact for you, just like I told you in London, they are strict with their liquids. Paris is a little bit different. You are allowed full-size liquids. They just have to be scanned individually, literally. So I'm about to pack my bag and place all of my full-size liquids in a bag to the top of my rollerboard so that they're easy accessible, because it does take quite a bit of time to get through security. So let's get ready. Hey crew, so I am back in New York. We have made it back. I'm now waiting for my commuting flight. It is 1:27 and I leave around 3:15. So when I get home, I will sit down and we'll have a crew debriefing and I'll tell you how the flight was and everything that happens, and then we'll move on from there. So talk to you later. Hey crew, so I have finally made it home. Please excuse my appearance. It's been a long day. I didn't really get to speak to you guys while on break or before boarding and everything on the plane, but I said I will come back and do like a little crew debriefing and let you know how the flight was and everything. I don't know the exact amount of passengers we had, but we were on an Airbus 330-900 going and coming to Paris. So we boarded, and of course my airline is back to booking the seats without blocking the middle seat. So there's people who they don't know that are sitting next to each other, and because the flight wasn't that full, people wanted to move around. Now, the only problem with that is if we're not done boarding and they move around and the person comes and then you have to move, or they want to pretend like they don't know that they're in someone's seat, it's just a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of repeating to tell people, stay in your seat until we're finished boarding, and then if we can move, we will. So after all of those little delays, we got in the air and we did our service. Now, you guys, I just want to do a public service announcement really quickly. If you are on a flight that offers a meal and you are sleeping, the flight attendants are not going to wake you up. I repeat, they will not wake you up. The only way that someone will wake you up is if you express to them that you want to be waken up, and even in that case, that's not something that they typically do in the main cabin. So we're doing service, and there's people who are sleeping while we're doing the meal service, which is fine because you don't have to eat the food. Like, it's not forced to you, it's offered, but you don't have to take it. So about 4 hours into what was the flight time? 8 something, I think, or 7:44, something like that. A passenger rings her call light and it was like, when are you guys gonna do meal service? And I honestly thought that she was joking, so I chuckled and I was like, we've done meal service already, and the next meal service will be closer to the time we're landing. And she was like, well, I never received a meal. How could you have done meal service and didn't give me a meal? And I'm like, well, ma'am, if you were sleeping, because she was on my side of the aircraft, we don't wake people up. She's like, well, then how am I supposed to eat? And I was like, well, how are we supposed to know what meal you want if you're not awake for you to tell us what option you would like? That's not something that we would know without you being awake to tell us. And she's like, well, I want my meal now. Well, at that point, there wasn't meals to offer, and I told her that unfortunately we don't have meals to offer at this moment. The next meal service would be closer to landing, but I could get her snacks. And she's like, well, I'm hungry now, so I need something to eat. And obviously there was some disconnect. Like, she wasn't understanding what I was saying. And I'm like, I can't give you what I don't have. If I don't have a meal to give you. It's not like I'm hoarding them or keeping them to myself. I don't have one to give you from the previous meal service. So I offered her snacks. She didn't want the snacks, and she just kept continuing on with, she's hungry, she hasn't eaten for the day, she needs to eat now. And I didn't know how any other way to explain to this lady that I don't have a meal to give you right now. So she came to the back and explained the same thing to the other flight attendant in the back, and she told her the same thing. But sometimes, I don't know what it is, people just need to hear it from a different face and it registers. She told her the exact same thing I told her, and she was like, okay, well, I'll take the snacks. Yeah, so that's about it for the flight. I can't think of anything else that happened, and if I do, maybe I'll bring it up in the next vlog. But that is the end of this vlog. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed this Paris vlog, and we are at day 9 of 12. You guys, I'm completely exhausted at this point. I'm trying to push through because I have one more 3-day trip in this 12-day block. And fun fact, my mother is actually coming with me on this trip for Mother's Day, so We're ending the trip with my mom. This will actually be the first time me working with any of my family members on my working trips. So this should be interesting, but you will see everything that goes down during this Mother's Day trip in the next vlog. So thanks for watching and see you in the next vlog. Stay safe and see you soon.